Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. It's been a while, but it's Christmas time and I'm going to be starting to make my Christmas cookies. So tonight I'm going to be making some biscotti cookies for you guys, and I only use vanilla, so you can add some anise or some almonds or whatever you want to use, but tonight I'm going to show you with the vanilla. So I'm going to show you the ingredients, so come on in and I'll show you what you need. Alright guys, so what you're going to start out with is going to be 10 teaspoons, it's 10 teaspoons, it's a lot, of softened butter. I have 3 eggs. This is 1 1/4 cup of sugar. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Like I said, you can use almonds, you can use anise. Real biscotti calls for anise flavoring, but I like the vanilla in there. Sorry, my dog's walking around. And this is 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. This is 1 tablespoon of baking powder. It's going to help it rise. And in here I have 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay? And what I'm going to do, you could put nuts in it, which I like, but my kids have nut allergies, so I don't want to kill them. So I'm going to just use mini chocolate chips. But you could put anything you want in there. You could put in like little cranberries, any kind of nut you want, chocolate chips. You can leave them plain and then just maybe dip them in chocolate or drizzle chocolate. But this is the all the ingredients you need. So let's get started and I'll show you what you do first. Alright guys, so first what you're going to do is you're going to take your flour and you're going to add in your baking powder and the salt. Okay? And you're just going to mix these things up. Get all your dry ingredients. You should always, when you're baking especially, you should always have your dry ingredients separate from your wet ingredients. Okay? So we're going to just get this all incorporated and we're going to leave this to the side. Now, what you want to do is, I have a beater over here and you're going to take your butter. This is again 10 teaspoons of butter. It's really gross, but you get a lot of cookies out of it. So if you don't eat them all, then you're all right. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you got your butter and your sugar. You're going to put in to a separate bowl. And what you want to do now is cream your butter and sugar together. All right. So I'm going to show you what you do, but I'm going to stop it and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. All right. So on a low speed to start out with, you're going to just hold your thing there, and you're going to cream this all together, okay? And you're going to get it to a nice creamy consistency. You want that to be nice and creamy, all right? So I'm not going to do this while I have you on there, so let me get it done, and I'll show you what it should look like in about a minute. All right, guys, so I creamed the butter and the sugar together, all right? What you want to do is you get it to like a nice little consistency like that, and you're going to beat in now. You can do it by hand, but you may as well just do it on a very low speed, okay? You're going to do 1 egg at a time. If you can get them in, whoops, I did too. That's okay. If you can get one at a time, get one at a time. All right, and what you want to do is get all of these ingredients incorporated. Nice and, look, see how it looks? All right, now, again, I'm going to finish this up just because this makes too much noise to talk over, okay? So I'm going to do the last egg, and with that, you're also going to throw in your vanilla. In fact, you could just throw in the vanilla right now. Let's throw it in. You could do this before or after the egg. It's not really a big deal. So let me get this all mixed up. I'm going to do the last egg, and then I'll show you what you do next. All right, guys. So I have my dry ingredients all mixed and my wet ingredients all mixed. So what you want to do now is slowly incorporate your dry ingredients into the wet. All right? So you want to do a little bit at a time, okay? I don't really know why you do this, but this is what you're supposed to do. So that's how you do it. All right, so you just want to get all this nicely incorporated in here. Okay, now again, you're going to do a little at a time, get it all mixed in together. Now, again, I'm not going to bore you with showing you how this is done, but it just takes a couple of minutes, all right? So what I'll do is I'll get this all incorporated, and I'll come back and show you what you do to get it ready to go in the oven. Oh, and in the meantime, one thing I did forget to tell you to do is to preheat your oven to 350 and to line a large cookie sheet or 2 smaller cookie sheets with parchment paper. And I'll show you what you do next. Okay guys, I have everything incorporated, made like a nice little dough. It's very soft. And this is where you want to add in your extras. This is going to be about 2/3 cup of mini chocolate chips. Okay? Like I said, if you want to put nuts in here, normally I would love to put like some almonds in here. Pecans, whatever kind of nut you like. It really does call more for almonds. And you use like the almond flavoring or the anise flavoring. But this is just the vanilla with the chocolate chips. I actually prefer this the way it is. So you're going to get these chocolate chips all mixed up in here. Okay? Now what you want to do, always make sure you have clean hands. I say it in every video, but you have to have clean hands, especially when you're touching the dough and the food, right? Okay, so now what you want to do is get the dough all mixed up with the chocolate chips. Okay, put this to the side. Now I have a little bit of flour here, okay? You want to put some flour on your hands, okay? Just flour up your hands a little bit. And you're going to just get the dough into a nice ball. Okay, get this all mixed up. And you're going to break it into 2 even pieces, okay? Try to just mix it up a little bit more. My hands aren't really working too good right now. But, all right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to break it into 2 pieces, okay? Make them as even as possible, because you want these cookies to all pretty much be the same size, all right? Now again, a little bit of flour on your hands. And take one at a time. I have my parchment paper on my cookie sheet over here. And what you want to do is just knead it. Bring it over here. Now, this is going to make the shape that you need to make the cookies. You want to make it like a long, maybe about 10 inches by about 3 inches, okay? Try to get it as even as possible, almost like a little square at the end so that you could cut them when they bake. Now, don't put them too close on the cookie sheet because you have baking powder in there. That always makes everything rise, all right? So what you want to do, get these nicely on the cookie sheet. Make them as neatly and as even as you can because, like I said, when they grow in the oven, they're going to puff up. So you want that to be nice and even. All right, so I'm going to get the other one on the tray. And what you're going to do is just put them in the oven for about half an hour until they're a little bit golden brown. And then I'll show you what you do when they come out. There's 2 more steps after that. So don't get too excited. All right, guys, so these baked in the oven for about half an hour. And this is what they look like when they're done, all right? I let them cool down. They're still a little warm. You're supposed to let them cool completely, but it's getting late. Now you want this to look nice and brown on the bottom, but still light on top, okay? Now what you want to do is you're going to cut these into like maybe, I don't know, like a little less than 1 inch strips, okay? Now normally you could use a very sharp knife, okay, but what I found, a little handy trick, is to use a pizza cutter because it gives it a nice straight line, all right? So let me show you what I'm going to do. Let's do this. You're going to cut them. Now be real careful. Sometimes they crack if they're too warm, all right? So what you want to do is just go nice and easy for the first couple. Make sure you do it right, all right? Now, what I do is I cut the very edge of this off, and I eat that. Because you really can't lay that on its side, right? So there's like a little extra piece. Oops, we're going to pull it to the side. And what you want to do is you want to lay them flat. Okay, I'm going to cut all of them. I'll cut one more. I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? You're going to go about, you can make them thicker, little, whatever size you want, but not too thin because, you don't want them to break. Okay, what you want to do is cut each one, lay them on its side like that, okay? And I'm going to cut all these back, all these together, make them all nice and cut up on the pan. And then I'm going to show you what we do. You're going to put them in the oven for 10 minutes. They're going to get a little bit brown, and then you're going to flip them on the other side for about another 10 minutes, and then they're done. But I'm going to show you what they look like before I put them in the oven. All right, guys, so I have them all cut up, and I turn them on one side. Like I said, now the oven is still on 350, and what you're going to do is you're going to put them back in the oven for about 10 minutes. They're going to get a little bit brown on this side. That's when you flip them to the other side, all right? So, I mean, obviously, I'm just going to show you so you know what I'm talking about. This side's going to get a little crispy, and you're going to literally flip it to the other side. Basically, you're toasting both sides. And then when you take them out, you cool them down, and you can put, kind of sugar or chocolate, whatever you want on them. But I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. But right now, I'm going to put them in the oven 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, I'm going to flip them another 10 minutes, and in 20 minutes, we'll have them all done. All right, guys, so they are out of the oven, and I want to show you what they look like. What you want to do, like I said, is to get them nicely, lightly toasted. You can make them a little bit darker if you like them that way, but they tend to get very, very hard if you do that. So these are perfect, just the way they are. They're just cooling down. I didn't put them on a cooling rack. I just took them off the cookie sheet and left them on the parchment paper. So we're gonna let them cool completely, and then I'm going to put them on a nice platter with some powdered sugar because that's the nicest way. It looks very pretty that way. So when they're all cooled off, I'll put the sugar and I'll show you what it looks like, and we're gonna have to try it. Guys, so this is it, finished product. All right, they look really good. Very simple. And you know what? I'm actually not gonna taste one tonight because I'm not in the mood right now. But I'll have one for breakfast with my tea. But I wanted to tell you now, I use chocolate chips and vanilla, like I said. So I'm gonna just let you know again, you could use nuts, which I prefer. You can even make them plain. You can dip them into chocolate. You can like drizzle some chocolate on them. However you want to do it. You can put dried fruit in there for all you want. You know, they have like an orange something or other. But this is the way I do it. It's delicious. It's simple. A little time consuming, but it's worth it. All right, so enjoy everybody. Merry Christmas. I'm going to do a couple of more Christmas cookie videos. I think I'm going to do my Italian Christmas cookies next. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.